beautiful day outside.
Yeah, Happy New Year, by the way, fam.
Oh, Happy New Year. I haven't seen you since
since
before
last
Christmas.
year, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Happy New Year to everybody here. Yeah. But today we're gonna be talking about acupuncture, and I don't know if I'm saying it right, but is it Shinoshin?
Oh, it's a Shonishin.
Shonishin. Okay, Shonishin, which is
Acupuncture for children.
Acupuncture for children.
Without using needles.
Without using needles.
Correct.
Okay, for those who don't know, let's just break it down from the very beginning. Can you tell us what acupuncture is first?
Acupuncture is the oldest medical practice. Originated in China thousands of years ago, and it's a way of moving energy in the body, changing the energy in the body by the insertion of very fine needles. It has 14 actually meridians that move along the body, and the theory basically is that if you have pain or you have disease, the energy is blocked, and it's the insertion of these fine needles that moves the energy. And
that energy that you're talking about, people call chi.
Called chi.
Chi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not everybody knows
what chi is. Yeah.
What chi is.
Yeah, yeah. Most of our listeners know what chi is.
Okay.
Meridian.
Well, that's because Wilson's a martial artist, so he knows.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
That the same thing. It's the moving, the
energy
for health and wellness.
Yeah.
Basically. Thousands of years ago, and this is what I was taught in school, you went for acupuncture, you took your herbs and you did your energy work, either Qigong or Tai Chi, to stay healthy. And if you got sick, the doctor didn't get paid. So it was all about maintaining health, keeping the health by doing these practices. And we've gotten, certainly in America, we're kind of away from that, and mostly I find that people come to me as a last resort, trying to get well because nothing else has worked.
After already trying Western medicine.
Correct.
Going to the doctors.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Now, my practice today, it's evolved sort of organically over the years, is primarily women and children.
Okay.
So I treat mostly women trying to conceive.
Okay.
And I see them through, getting pregnant, and then through their pregnancy. And then a couple of years ago, I went and learned how to treat children, because I thought it was, it would be a good match, good segue from
mothers to children.
mothers into their children.
Yeah.
And it's very exciting.
And do you practice the traditional Chinese acupuncture, or because I know there's a modern version now, right? I mean,
there actually are many kinds of acupuncture. So there's Japanese, there's Korean, there is meridian therapy, which is done mostly in Europe.
Okay.
And there is traditional Chinese medicine, which is what came out of China.
Okay. And can you explain meridian for people who don't know what meridian is?
Right. And the meridian is the pathway of the qi, the energy in the body, and each organ has its own pathway. And they are related in physical, mental, spiritual ways, so that you have somebody who might have indigestion and a stomach upset, and it's sort of the same token, they might be needy, feeling like they need more. And so treating the stomach meridian kind of feeds that and gives them. And so spiritually, emotionally, it is then calming and gives them what they need.
Okay. And do you have any questions?
No, I'm just taking it in right now. I'm listening.
Yeah.
I came with an empty cup. I'm trying to get full.
I don't know much about acupuncture myself. I mean, I know what I know, which is very basic.
Yeah, and it is complicated. It's sort of hard to distill it down into a few sentences. I often tell my clients as well that if you think of the body as an electromagnetic field,
right,
and there's some place where the chi, the energy, is not moving, and I put a metal needle into that field or put it somewhere in the body, it then shifts also the energy, because we are electromagnetic beings.
Yeah.
And so sometimes that helps understand if you can't get your head wrapped around the idea of qi, because you can't see qi. And it's one of the problems I think that acupuncture has in America, that is so Western medicine oriented. They can't do studies. You can't see it.
Right.
You can't measure it.
Yeah.
Although today now they do have machines. I think the MRIs and the scans.
Well, I think there's a lot of things. There's been a lot of tests on qi, especially when it comes to martial arts.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of tests.
They hook people up to these machines, like the ultraviolet, red lights or whatever.
It's all kinds of machines.
Right, so they can follow the heat changing in the body.
Yeah, changing in the body.
Exactly.
Yep. And so they are finding ways of being able to say, yes, we have ways of measuring it.
Yep, measuring the force as well too of impact.
Force of impact based on the hit or strike.
Yeah.
Right.
Based on what's getting hit and where the chi is coming from.
Yeah. So they're finding ways.
Yeah, they just don't refer to it as chi.
But
they don't refer to it as chi, exactly.
Yeah. It's been kind of a long time coming.
Yeah.
I mean,
but we here now. This age of Aquarius awareness.
Yes, here we are. Yes, exactly. It's a new year and a whole brand new set of
new
energy,
age and the whole
new age.
It is a new age. On that note, let me take a quick music break. This is On Beat with Ohlow here on Radio Fairfax and Fairfax, VA. Always
some chi blockage.
Yeah, it is, man. Yeah.
Break out the needles.
Because I always get stuck. I either want to say Fairfax, Virginia or Fairfax, VA, but whatever. Fairfax, Virginia. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Who was that calling here interrupting my kung fu? Yeah. I thought I told y'all I'd be calling here interrupting my kung fu. What? Y'all turkey scram. Spit the scene. Beat it. I see y'all tomorrow.
Practicing drunken Wing Chun fist. Suckers mad at my chain punches cause they obnoxious. Lead flexes kicking niggas center line section. Pokey keep my meridians hard with no protection. My iron shirt work, your punches don't hurt. You ain't got the footwork to see me get cheap dirt beating energy. I can feel the vibe of an enemy before he get close. All they gotta do is think of me. Sink down to Ichikima, hands forward and Ju mine. Push his horse forward with toy mine. I be training with the old man. Work the boy son tongue, sipping Sneaky Pete, burning the strong one. Teaching his kids about power, angles and distance, proper technique and detail. Master these things and your kung fu won't fail. More y'all Wing Chun, kung fu prevail.
Hand to hand,
hand to hand, foot to foot. There's no unstoppable technique
which adds up
to infinite possibilities. You to get that ass beat. Ooh, Ichiki mind, toes and knees, bend hands front and Ju mind. Ooh, Ichiki mind, toes and knees, bend hands front and Ju mind. Ooh, Ichiki mind, toes and knees, bend hands front and Ju mind. Ooh, Ichiki mind, toes and knees, bend hands front and Ju mind.
What is your style? I call it the art of fighting without fighting. Show me some of it.
Practicing Chun Chi sound. My horse is centered and moving with more power now. My lime sounds are set up for an uppercut. Chum Q punch to your sternum, hold your breathing up. If I put it into your gut, you would throw up. But if I put it into your throat, you would choke up. The good seafood extended.
And somebody suggested acupuncture. And it turned out that in Columbia, Maryland was an acupuncture school. So there were lots of acupuncturists in the area. And I went to a new graduate. She also was very good because she needed clients, was very good about letting me pay not the full price. And so
she was cool.
She was cool. I know, I'm indebted to her.
Yeah.
But interestingly enough, I mean, the headaches got better. But for me, it was transformational. And I feel that I found my spirituality actually through acupuncture. That it was such a profound experience. And that was in 1988.
Okay.
So, and I went to acupuncture school in 1997. So during that time, I just kept getting treatment. And then through life circumstances, an opening came up where I didn't know what to do with my life. And I thought, if I can make it work, I'll go to acupuncture school.
And how do you get certified? Is there some kind of certification, a test?
It's actually, it's about 3 years of study. So I have a master's in acupuncture, and it was over 3,000 hours of classroom plus clinical.
Okay.
So we spent about, I think it was 17 months in clinic.
Okay.
Because it really is an experiential sort of medicine. You can learn the theory and you can learn where the points are, but it's doing it. There is an art form, I think, to it as well. And it was. So then, once you've graduated from a licensed school, an accredited school, then in the state of Virginia anyway, you have to pass the national board exam.
Oh, so there is an exam.
So there is.
Okay.
Yeah. And so they take that, the state of Virginia takes that, and then issues you a license.
Okay.
Based on the fact that you've passed the national board.
Oh, okay.
So, there's a couple of other little tests you have to pass, a clean needle technique test.
Oh, okay.
So that, although...
So do you use the same needle?
No,
They're
they're all,
okay.
like today's world in the hospitals, everything is disposable.
Oh, okay.
So it's a one-time use only, and then it gets deposited in a...
Recycled?
No, it's a biohazard container.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happens to them after that, but...
So how far do the needles go in?
It's really shallow.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Maybe a quarter inch.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're really fine.
Right.
I mean, they're flexible, they're bendable.
So do people even feel the needles when they go in, depending on how sensitive the individual is? Or?
Right.
Okay.
Right. But most of the time, no.
But it's never really too much pain of the needle itself, is it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Is it a hollow needle?
It's solid,
Oh,
stainless
it's solid.
steel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, no, because, even the kids that come to me, I've convinced some of the older ones, by the time they're about 6, they can have a fine needle. And they are very small and finer than what I would use on a grown-up.
Okay.
But, last week I did a 6-year-old that was having a stuffy nose and a bit of a cough. And I asked him, would it be okay? And we'd experimented, and he'd had a couple of needles before, and he said, fine. And I put them in different places I had previously, and he said, oh, it felt different. Okay. So he noticed maybe that the others were sharper or he felt a little bit more, but this was more like a pinch.
And how old was he?
6.
6 years old.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And it is cool. Like I was saying earlier, the boys think it's cool. They'll go back to school
and go,
wow, I'm going to this lady. She's an acupuncturist, and I got a needle.
Yeah.
So the girls, not so much.
Yeah.
So,
but the boys think that it's really cool.
That's cool. So you were saying earlier that you perform acupuncture for the kids without needles. Could you explain how you do acupuncture without needles?
And what is it called again? Can you?
Shoni Shin.
Shoni Shin.
It's a Japanese technique.
Okay.
And it's about 200 years old. And the Japanese say it comes from the moon fairies. Is the technique they sent it down from the moon.
Okay.
The
Came
technique
from the heavens.
Right, from the heavens, from the moon. And it's a system of tapping and brushing on the meridians.
Oh, okay.
So
no needles.
No needles.
Okay.
And I have done a 5-week-old baby and an 8-week-old baby using they're teeny tiny little tools, comes in a little silver box.
Okay.
And one is a little tapping thing. You tap along, say, the yin, that's the inside of the body, the yin meridians. And then you do the outside, the yang meridians. And then you go back and you have a little brushing technique. And it takes 5 minutes. I mean, on a baby.
Right.
And I usually do it, the baby's in the mother's arms. And we do the front, and then she flips the baby over, and I do the back. and it helps clear congestion. Or we can do the around the navel, which helps with colic and digestive issues. Most of the kids that I see, though, have allergies and asthma, bronchitis, chest kind of complaints. And I also do some cupping on them, which is, it's a technique of pumping out air in a cup.
I've seen that. Yeah, I think we talked about that
Some
before,
people,
too.
have seen it. Now on the kids, I use plastic cups with a pump.
Oh, okay.
So I pump the air out, and the skin comes up into the cup, and they count to 10, and then I release it, So it leaves a little circle, little red circle.
Yeah.
But it's good for breaking up mucus in the lungs, in the chest. So if they come in with a cough, then they can get it out.
Oh, okay.
That helps them release that.
Now, most of the kids that come in, well, first of all, do you have more adults coming in, or do you have more kids coming in?
No, I have more adults.
More adults coming in.
I'd love to have more kids.
Oh, okay.
Because they're fun.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are. They're cool.
Yeah.
They just, even the little ones. I mean, they giggle. Sometimes it's very ticklish, and they giggle and they laugh. And I had one little girl that insisted on having a sticker, so I had to go out and buy stickers. So they're just really lots of fun. But certainly it's probably only a fifth, maybe, of my practice.
Okay.
5%. Oh, not even
5%?
fifth. Sorry, about
Okay.
5%
All right.
of my practice, and the rest is mostly women,
Okay.
grown-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the other question I was going to get into is with the kids that come to you, are they more like on the organic side, or do they eat anything? Because I was going to get into does food have anything to do with?
It does.
Okay.
It does. And I probably do more sort of nutritional counseling with the grown-ups, because most of the time mothers have already, if they've got a sick kid or a kid that's prone to allergies, they've already been experimenting with nutrition and changing foods and going more organic. Kids with chest, lung, the asthma, and the allergies, they tend to keep them off milk.
Oh, okay.
And, go to the almond milk or coconut milk.
Oh, so keep them off dairy.
Right.
They can still drink like coconut milk, almond milk, hemp milk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because pasteurized milk can make mucus in the body. So if you already have a cold or you have bronchitis and your body's already making it, then you don't really want more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I think mothers already are, paying attention to food
that their kids eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like he was saying. It's the age of Aquarius. We're in a time of awareness now, and where I think more parents and children actually are more conscious and aware of what they're eating and what they're putting into their body. And I think it just goes back to you are what you eat, and I think more people are conscious of that now. There's been a big movement to expose a lot of the fast food and the junk food and things that we eat. So there's a conscious shift now, and it's going in the right direction, I think, in my opinion.
No, you can't even get Twinkies no more.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Hostess is shut down, man. Wonder Bread, no.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I never ate.
It's a new age, son.
Yeah.
It's a new age. Well, yeah, and there's also a movement called slow food,
Okay,
which
what
is
is
about
that?
cooking.
Oh, okay,
really
yeah,
cooking
yeah,
your
exactly.
food
Yeah,
and bringing it all in from local sources and
yeah, exactly.
and
Yep.
actually sitting down to eat,
Yeah,
not on the run,
Right.
not in the car.
Yeah.
And so I think, that probably will pick up momentum too, I hope, in this Aquarian age.
Yeah, I think it already has. On that note, I'm going to take a quick break for PSA, and then we'll be right back. This is On Beat with Ohlow here on Radio Fairfax and Fairfax, VA. Peace. This is DJ Ohlow. You're tuned into On Beat with Ohlow here on Radio Fairfax from Fairfax, VA. And we were talking about a few things. We were, on this last break, we were talking about doing acupuncture on animals.
Yes.
And you said you do acupuncture on your dog?
I do. My dog gets an upset stomach.
Okay.
Often it's because somebody's given him a treat, or
Right.
I've stupidly have given him people food and he doesn't do well with people food. So the next day he won't have breakfast, and then I know it happens about once a month. And so I didn't for a long time because it's tricky. I mean, when you take a dog into a vet that does acupuncture, the owner generally holds the dog, and then the vet can treat the dog with the acupuncture. But I didn't have anybody to hold, my dog.
Yeah.
So I just, there's a couple of spots that are stomach points on the legs.
Oh, okay.
And so I'll pop it in and, take it out, and then do the other leg, pop it in, and
Now,
take it
something
out.
I wanted to ask you is when you insert the needle, how long does it have to stay in to take effect?
Well, the
With humans,
acupuncture
with
appointments
humans.
are an hour,
Okay.
and that allows for enough time to talk.
Okay.
Sort of, what's bothering you this week? Is something better? Is there something else you want to work on? Kind of we checking in and find out how the person is doing.
Okay.
And then they lie on my table, and I put the needles in about half hour. Sometimes 40 minutes. If this is like an ongoing, somebody who's been coming to me for a while and I already know what I'm going to do, then we don't have to talk so much. Then the needles might stay in 40 minutes, and then I come in and I take them out. And
So does it matter how long they stay in, or it usually depends?
I think at least 20 minutes.
At least 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
anything shorter than that, I don't think quite sets in. Like a lot of people come in and they've just left work. They've driven to my office. They're, it's raining outside. They're all tense.
Right.
It probably takes them at least 10 to 15 minutes to even
Even calm
kind
down.
of chill and relax. And so
So do people feel the effects like immediately afterwards, or does it take a day or two for them to feel the pain relieve itself, or how?
that also varies.
That varies,
Sometimes it's instantaneous,
Okay.
and they get off the table and they go, oh my, I mean, this is amazing. And sometimes it could take a couple of weeks. There's always, say, a diminishment of pain,
Okay.
or a problem. Now, with the fertility, that's kind of ongoing, and that's a harder issue to measure. So I generally see those women probably for 3 months,
Okay.
and then we measure by the menstrual cycle. Has it improved? Is it better? Kind of thing. So it depends on what
The situation.
what the issue is, or the problem that the person has come in for. Now, kids, almost instantaneous. I mean, they'll burp up stuff, or they'll start hacking and coughing, and all the phlegm, mucus stuff comes up. Or recently, a couple of months ago, I had again another baby, about 4 months, and the mother was really
Pretty
worried.
young, man.
And pooped in its diaper. I mean, just
It released the chi.
released the chi. Anything that was stuck, man, went. So it was. So that it was amazing.
Yeah.
So, and I actually have seen, when you're talking about animals, I saw an acupuncturist put a needle kind of in the top of a dog's head, and he was sitting upright. And within a minute or two, you could see he slumped down, and his whole body just kind of relaxed. So that was relatively quick as well. So, I used to do dogs, but
Really?
clients' dogs.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, but it's too hard. you know, there's so many rules and regulations and licensing, and in Virginia you have to work with a vet, and it's really hard to organize that, and you have to have a vet who believes in the acupuncture, that it would be worthwhile, and so
I've got a question.
yeah.
So you said something. You said now, you know, if somebody has to believe in it. So would acupuncture work for somebody who doesn't believe?
Yeah, because if it works on dogs,
Mm-hmm.
and people see a change, it's not like that dog's going,
Okay.
I don't know whether I believe in this stuff or not.
Yeah.
And in Maryland, and most people might not be aware of this, acupuncture is huge for all the racehorses.
Oh,
Huge
really?
business. Oh yeah, all those racehorses in Laurel, they all get acupuncture. They get
didn't know that.
chiropractic. So
That's deep.
So it's
yeah,
a huge business.
So it's like a science,
Yes.
the acupuncture thing. More,
Yes, but-
more so than the spiritual aspect. It's more like a science aspect.
I don't know. If you talk to the people who treat the horses, they would probably tell you that even the horse's spirit.
Really?
You have a happy horse, a healthy horse. You have a
Right,
winning
right.
horse.
Well, that's what I was gonna say about the animals, is because, you know, animals theoretically have good spirits anyways. You
Yes.
know, they're in good spirit unless a human does something to break their spirit. You know, so that's why I was asking with humans. You know, if there's a non-believer, would it still work on him, or
Yeah.
is he like, you know, can he stop it himself? So you're saying no matter what, it'll
No
work.
matter what. I
Yeah.
mean, and I have had.
She's saying I'll make a believer out of you.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that too.
yeah.
But I've had very skeptical people, mostly men.
Okay.
Women are used to taking care of themselves and going to the doctor.
Yeah.
You know, from the time that we are teenagers, we're going to the gynecologist.
Yeah.
We are going to the doctor. And guys don't. I mean, you know, and so I find in my own practice that's true, where I have a very small percentage of men who come. So it's the men that are the most skeptical. But if you can make them feel better or change one thing, or, and this was some time ago, 6-7 years ago, I had a man who was ADD and on medication. And every time he left my office, he was so focused, he was so clear
Really?
that he could go to work the next day and accomplish all kinds of things.
So when people start acupuncture, do they usually kick their medication, their prescribed medication, if they're on it?
You know, because so much is involved in that, it's also changing lifestyle,
Okay.
and I have no control over that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's diet,
Yeah, that is key.
sleep, you know, all the factors that go into making you really healthy. So sometimes, yes, people who are on multiple medications, sometimes we can eliminate maybe one or lower the dose as well.
Okay.
I do know it makes medicine, pharmaceuticals, more efficacious. And I see that in my work in fertility. So women who can't conceive naturally and they have to use what they call the artificial reproductive techniques, where they put the sperm in the egg in a dish and have the meat in the dish. It's called IVF. Those women do so much better when they include acupuncture as part of that
Okay.
theory.
And you said that's what you focus on more, right? Is
Right.
women who come to you who've already gone through IVF.
Or, you know, well, I have the ones that are trying to conceive naturally but have problems. Then there's the ones who are going through the reproductive techniques.
Okay.
And
And is that something you specialize in, or is that just the
it's
way
pretty much
what you specialize in?
what I specialize in.
Okay. And is there a term, a word for it? Acupuncture for
Fertility.
for fertility. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that too. I don't know why.
And it's yeah. So that's, pretty
Okay.
much what.
Acupuncture for fertility and young children.
And young children.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a practice. It's not specific. It's not the only thing I do. But I call it a practice of women and children because I also treat
Okay.
older women for menopause.
Mm.
You know, teenage girls with
Who are starting their